Hi, everybody. This is Evolution to Recovery's first podcast. What I need everybody to do is please subscribe, like, hit the bell notification at the top. Today on our show, we got Tyreek Spain. What's up, Tyreek? How
How
you
y'all
doing
doing?
today?
Oh man, I'm good. Blessed, Rob. Appreciate you for having me, man. Always a good
Yeah, nah.
experience. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you're a
yeah. I
good dude, man. You're a
appreciate you,
good
man.
dude. I'm glad to
Appreciate
have
you,
you on
man.
here too
Oh
as
yeah.
well. Tyreek was a linebacker for Temple Owls. Went to arena football. And played for the Army. I really don't know much about football. You know what I mean? I just know, like, I watch football, but I'm not a big football guru. I don't know stats. I don't know none of that kind of stuff like that. But, I know from experience and being, a human being, know
Oh yeah,
that
yeah,
to even go to college, is a great thing. And besides even going to college, you know what I mean? Like, playing football, being on Temple Field, being a good football player. There's clips on YouTube already of the guy. And, going to arena football. Arena football, I know John Bon Jovi or
oh
whatever.
yeah,
I
oh
heard
yeah.
that, about him
Yep,
owning the team
yep.
for here or whatever, like at the Soul. But besides that, though, dude, I really don't know much about football like that. Like, I'm not one of them dudes. But anyway, welcome, dude. Thank you for coming. And, I appreciate you giving me your
Man.
time, dude. I know you got a story like everybody.
Oh yeah,
Our plan is, though, is to, get people on here, talk to them like yourself, and just basically ask them anything. Like, this is your shine, dude. This ain't my shine. Like, this is basically, like, because your story is important, just like everybody else. Like, this is for the people. This is for the person that comes on here, and it's the first one. That's why I'm explaining it, is to, like, basically tell their story. People can hear how bad things are, bad, how they're good, how things went, how they grew up, how they can make it out, how they're where they're at now. You know what I mean?
oh man,
Like, what
absolutely.
happened, what it's like now, type thing. How are they saying AA? But real quick before we get started, though, we got some statistics for you or whatever, and the reason why we're doing it also is, John. So what are the shoot us out some statistics on this fentanyl thing, because there's a lot of people dying, dude, and it's taking people's mothers, fathers, women. And I said this on my Facebook Live, but dude, it's killing people, dude. It's killing people. And I want, the reality is, dude, everybody ain't going to stay sober. This is going to happen, but anything we can do to prevent that, dude, that's what we're about. That's what
Absolutely.
we're trying to do out here,
Absolutely.
right? And you, I
Oh yeah.
mean, you deal with it too.
Oh yeah.
You're in the field. You help a lot of people, so you know what it's like to see people's lives fall apart in front of you, as well as
Oh man.
yourself, and this and that, and trying to make things right.
Oh
So,
man. Yeah.
um, real quick, John, go ahead. Yeah, John got the stats.
As of last year, 98,268 people died from preventable drug overdoses. It's actually an increase of 781% since 1999. And the deaths actually represent 92% of the total 106,699 drug overdose deaths in the United States. That includes like mental health suicide, undetermined intents, and stuff like that.
Hold up 1 second. Like, even that though, like, even like, so if they didn't die from the drugs, from doing the drugs, they committed suicide, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's horrible, dude. It breaks my heart, and that comes from a dude that lost his whole family to drugs and people. The same kind of situation. Whether you're not eating healthy, whatever. Like, you could add all kinds of stuff into that. Like, living like that, not eating right, malnourished, like all that stuff, and then getting sick, cancer. I mean, what do you think? I mean, seeing what you see, like, what do you think actually at this point with, like, seeing the way things are going and hearing about it?
Man, I mean, the way the world is now, like these drugs are really ruining families. They're ruining professions. They're ruining, like literally individuals' mental health, their physical health. Man, it's sad, man. And to hear those stats, man, is just it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, it's a lot
Playing.
of people dead.
Oh my
That's
goodness, man. Yeah, I've actually playing with some people that in the past, teammates, classmates, individuals that I've worked with, hearing
he,
their story, and
even
it's
on, not to
nuts.
cut you off, but
No,
even on the, like, everyday basis of where you're at now, like what you're doing, like you say, like
oh
you see them
yeah.
coming in, going, like,
Oh my goodness, yeah. It's a revolving door. These people, man, they come in, they're focused, they're determined, they're ready to get back with their families, to get back to their normal social life, to their responsibilities, but they get hit with the relapse bug, man, and it's just sometimes it's like a revolving door,
it's
man,
like
and
they're
it's
powerless,
yeah, powerless over that
powerlessness.
drug,
Yeah,
man, and it's a shame, man.
yeah.
It's scary, when you ask me.
It's a terrible thing. And
Yeah.
John, did you check up real quick? Look up. Did you check up on How many people in the last 5 years died from fentanyl?
That's 5 years. That was a statistic. So in the last 5 years, you have. One second.
Why he's looking that up? I mean, yeah, and yeah, we're going to get into everything. Like, I'm going to be asking you questions. You know what I mean? I know you're an honest dude. I know I know that you're a religious guy.
Oh, yeah.
You believe in God and all that stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get into it, go through the whole thing. But this is important stuff that people need to know about. And then like the crazy thing is like with like the media and the news and stuff like that. Like who knows what? But these are the statistics and. Some people will watch this, like, and they're even in recovery, dude. They even wear on fentanyl and stuff like that, and they'll be like, "Ah, man, But this is very important that
Oh
people
my
know,
goodness. Yeah.
for family stuff like that. Like, it is important because we're losing people left
Oh
and
my
right, dude, and
goodness.
and it's heartbreaking to the families, the friends of the people, burying people, stuff like that. It's a horrible thing.
They don't have one for the last 5 years statistically, but a fun fact about one is in 2021, the 106,000 drug overdose deaths, 70,000 were from fentanyl.
Hmm.
Out of 106,000, that's over 50% of all the overdoses are from fentanyl.
Yikes.
And fentanyl is involved in more deaths of people under 50 than any other cause, even heart disease, cancer, homicide, and suicide. In the past 2 years, teen overdose deaths linked to opioids like fentanyl have tripled in the past 2 years.
See, and then you add like when we had the COVID thing going on and stuff like that, and people were isolated and people were all depressed and people didn't have jobs. People weren't getting money. Some people were getting the PUA money, which is horrible. Like it turned into a total disaster as far as the drug addiction and SUD went. It really like took a lot of people out. So, that being said, though, like what I'm saying is we got a serious issue out here. So anybody you could say hi to anywhere you go, as far as if you're around people that are trying to get sober, please be nice to them.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome them if you're at a meeting, anything, any help you can, like, it all matters. It all matters. Anything that could go as far as going towards somebody feeling better about themselves or
Oh, yeah.
trying to do what they're doing. If you're in recovery, you help as best as you can. You know what I'm saying? But, anyway, like I said, we got Tyreek Spain here. I just got cut off. Being straight up, this is a great podcast. This ain't like no political correct stuff. Like my guy behind, he's the IT guy. He ain't playing no games. He was like, go to Tyreek. So we got Tyreek in the house. And like I said, dude, I appreciate you coming out.
Oh, thanks.
So my first question to you, though, is like,
Yes,
where did you grow up?
so I grew up in North Philadelphia. Single mother. I want to say 3 siblings. My father was pretty much incarcerated for like the first, I want to say, 17 years of my life. So, growing up in a city, living in literally like 7 different neighborhoods of Philadelphia, you see a lot. You see a whole lot. But North
Where
Philadelphia.
was that at, though? Where, North Philly, where? Like, where at exactly around?
Okay. So as far as I can remember, my first neighborhood being on Thompson Street, 27th and Thompson, right down the street from Robert Morris Elementary School.
Serious neighborhood.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like a lot of bad things going on.
A lot of things.
How old are you?
Right now I'm 34.
So back
Yep.
then, back when you were a little kid, it was bad up there.
Oh yeah.
I know
Coming up
personally
in the
myself
90s.
too.
Oh yeah.
It was bad.
Oh
It was
yeah.
very bad. Okay. Yeah, damn. Holy shit. And so like you lived in a household though. I mean, it was your father's incarcerated.
Yeah. Yep.
There's drugs everywhere.
It's drugs everywhere.
Your mother's taking care of you, and did you have siblings?
Yes, I had 3 sisters.
Okay.
And
You're the only boy?
only boy.
Really?
Yep. Oh yeah.
No wonder he's so big.
Yo, you got to protect people.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
You got to be a man of the house. At such a young age too. And it's like dealing with my mother. She was always a hard working woman. She stuck to her guns. She worked nursing, and she would often struggle with finding like babysitters for us to be able to be all right while she's gone. So with that, dealing with physical abuse from a boyfriend or a stepdad, it's a lot.
So well,
as far as I can remember, when I was 2 years old, I was thrown in a tub of boiling hot water. As you can see, my left hand right here is burnt,
Yeah.
and my left leg.
And what, the guy that she was dating did that to you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's all due to,
Was that because of drug addiction?
because of drug addiction, drug addiction. And
Was it crack cocaine?
I
Smoking
believe
crack
it was
cocaine,
crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Me and my sisters were abused. At that time, I was, too young at the age of 2, 3 to defend myself and to defend my siblings. So you just, you start to develop, like this whole, hey, welcome to the world. Bam, third-degree burns, and it's just like everything gets hit at you at once, and you're like, man,
Feel scared.
Yeah, you
Scared, can't do nothing.
Oh my goodness, yeah, defenseless,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Oh,
you feel nervous, scared.
Oh yeah.
You got just your mother there. You got some guy that's acting like a knucklehead, and then you got your 3 sisters there too, and you can't do nothing.
Oh yeah.
Are you the youngest or oldest?
I have an my oldest sister is about 38. I'm 34, and then I have 2 younger ones, one being 26 and 23, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So all right. So like, and then like, so around like let's say like 5 to 10, like the age of 5 to the age of 10 years old. What was life like for Tyreek Spain?
So life was, I want to say, pretty much surprising because after being thrown into the fire at such a young age, you develop some kind of shell. And of course, you love your mother. We all love our mothers. So, I just found myself literally wanting to protect my mom. So I got into boxing. I got into like fighting and doing all that. And
a lot of people, like even me, like coming from the neighborhood, like a lot of people get into like boxing and stuff like that because you don't want to get picked on either.
Nah, you don't,
because you're already getting picked on. Like I understand, but like a lot of people deal with this, like households like that, father incarcerated or on drugs, not around, and then they're there, their mom's just there, barely getting by, barely taking care of the kid, whatever, and whatever kid that would be, that dealt with this. And then at that point, like you're going outside and it's a tough area, you're going to go to boxing. You're going to want to know how to throw your hands.
Oh yeah.
It ain't cool taking shots to the face all the time.
Nah, it ain't. And the crazy thing is, I learned that a lot of people that are bullies in school, it's because they're abused at home. I was actually the opposite because, being abused, I thank God that he made me different because I actually wanted the acceptance of others because I feel like, with my mother being angry and upset, I know my sisters we were treated a little differently because, I know it's just sometimes she could say, you remind me of, so, that's understandable, and looking back at it, she really tried, and what gets me is that, going to school and trying to be the total opposite of what you may be going through at home, is a blessing because, the object is, to spread love, spread awareness, and, of course, to spread the gospel. So, you just,
the gospel.
Yeah.
He throw religion in there. He's a very religious guy right now. Like, yeah. No, keep going. I know how much you love God, dude. So I'm with it. I mean, whatever. I'm all for anybody that loves anything that is for good.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you not be?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm evil. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how could you not be? Right. If somebody cares that much about doing the right thing and believing in something that tells you to do the right thing, which is all religion, not even, you believe in your religion that, Jesus Christ. Right? And other people believe in different religions, but, I think that it's just all for good. You know what I mean? Like, if you go by any of them, it's for good. And I think that's good. But, all right, so pretty much. I mean, I got God written on my sheet. Like like this is what I want. I was thinking as you were talking. I'm thinking, like, if anybody has ever been like in a situation like Tyreek's talking about, like they're like I believe that therapy helped me. Like I think therapy is a strong thing. So like, you can get through it. You can learn to deal with it. Because you could say that it don't bother you, but the truth of the matter is, without a doubt, 150%. Like it'll mess a human being up, even being an adult. You know what I mean? Like that's where, like, it'll make your ego flare, your pride. you know, and there are things that are tough to deal with. Like, you know, there's people that lose their life over pride, you know, and it's all because they're in pain, dude. You know, like,
Yep.
and the thing you brought up about the bullies usually bully until somebody sticks up for themselves,
Right.
and you know,
Right.
like I remember being in a pet store one time, and it sounds silly, but like I got an angelfish, and I had goldfish, and they were like, well, the angelfish will go after the goldfish because there's not really no fish in there. You only have two, but if you put a ton of fish in there,
Mm.
it'll try to bully, you know, so it goes to where it can bully. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what bullies do, dude. They just try to pick the weak, you know what I mean?
Oh
Because,
man.
and the
Yeah.
truth of the matter is they feel like shit inside,
Oh yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so.
Yep.
But anyway, but yeah, if you're having problems with that, I think that like it's a very good thing to go to therapy. But so, all right, so like in school though, right? What was life like? You're going to boxing, you're going home, you're feeling all this tension. You know, your mom's trying her best. You feel like you got less than other kids, I imagine, because
Oh
your
yeah.
mom's just trying to get
Just
by.
trying to get by.
You're
Yep.
going to school. So what was life like? Like, were you popular in school? Like, did you like have a lot of friends in school, like in grade school and stuff, going into high school? Like, did it get better as time went on? Like, let me know about that. That's what I want to know
So
about.
I want to say for, you know, the first few years in school, like elementary, middle school, going into high school, I was pretty much like, you know, when you're abused and, you know, you go through some things, you know, no fault of my mother, you can't control what people do, you know, like behind your back when you're at work, but, you know, you find yourself just wanting to be accepted, you know. So when you want to be accepted, you find yourself being pretty much like nice to everybody because you want to spread that love. As far as I can remember, I've always been like religious. I sung in a choir as a child. I would always be on the pulpit, you know, doing prayer leader, you know, growing up in the
Oh, so you went to church a lot
oh
as a
yeah, I
kid,
went to
though?
church. Yeah,
Well, like every Sunday.
yeah, my grandparents, they were you know, bishops that I was raised under, and you know, so you find yourself wanting to be accepted. And I always knew how to defend myself and fight really good. My mother had a lot of friends. Some friends, you know,
You
knew.
weren't a bully though.
No,
You were the
no.
type that would like
Right,
stick up,
right.
if anything.
Learned a little bit of Tai Chi, a little bit of Muay Thai, and you know, of course, boxing.
Yeah,
But would just want love, you know,
yeah,
because people that really fight, you know, and that really know how to hold themselves, they don't want to fight. You know, they just want to spread love. So
that's
that's
right.
why,
Yeah,
you know, you see things and you see bullies, and that's why they say the bigger they are, the harder they fall. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
because a lot of people, you know, they sit there and they'll use their size as an advantage to try to. I hate bullying. I can't stand it. So I found myself actually being bullied coming up from middle school to like I want to say my freshman sophomore year in high school. To one of my friends told me, and it's not like the kind of bully to where as though it's like give me your lunch money, is more so like not having the latest sneaks or you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
the biggest or the nice car, you know. So it's not that kind of physical bully, but mental bullying, you know, because you can be bullied mentally and you can also be, you know, like people will try you, but I'll try to avoid it too. I'll never forget this. A buddy of mine, he said, Tyreek, you're a nice guy. You cool peoples, man. People like you in the school, the teachers like you and everything. I know you from, you know, Wayne Avenue, Happy Hollow, you know, boxed there as well, played football, you know, there. Won't you start knocking people out? You know, like,
Yeah.
and it's sad, but true. He's like, I think you need to start beating people up so that, you know, people could just, you know, just kind of like ease off of you a little bit, man, because you cool peoples, you know, you athletic. And I'm just like, man, you know, I don't want to take that route because we want to spread love. You want to spread awareness. So unfortunately, I started, you know, just saying, you know what, I know what I got to do. So sometimes in order to pull people up, you got to scoop down to their level. So I started knocking people out in high school, and people in the school never seen anything like that because they didn't really know what I've been through, you know. So by the time I got to like Ambler, Pennsylvania, um, you know, coming from Philadelphia, you got kids that grew up in Montgomery County.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just getting to Montgomery County from Philly. Through the grace of God, I was able to move from this area to the next. And you know, I So I do what I do, bang, 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 get into a few fist fights. People are looking at me scary, walking in hallways. It's like people are quiet now. And I'm like, I don't want that kind of attention,
Yeah.
but the respect was there. I went from being, like bullied to
You were popular.
Reek the Freak.
You got popular
Reek
because
the
you were,
Freak.
And
that athleticism.
You said they called you Reek the Freak?
Reek the Freak, yeah, in the papers
in a
and
good,
everything.
all right.
Yeah.
In a good way, though?
In a good way, because it was football.
That's a funny name.
Right.
Yeah.
It was
Reek the Freak.
football, and you got Javon Curse,
Do your Terry Crews, cuz, for the people.
What? Yo, bang.
What? That shit is weird. It's funny as shit. I think it's funny. That shit is crazy.
My man.
He came around and he was like, yo, I believe in, my Lord Jesus Christ Savior. I said, yo, dude, what did you just do with your chest? Yeah, I was like, this shit is getting goofy around here. But anyway, though, he got a chest that can break dance. I guess that's a cool thing. Look, here,
Robert.
I'm going to do it now. You can't say it?
I
know.
see that.
But anyway, though, so, all right, so how are your grades, though? That's like you had good grades, though. Like, your grades were good?
And that's the thing, so growing up, single mother, it was like, when she went to work, sometimes I'll go to school, sometimes I would not go to school.
Because you can't bounce them things, dude, and then try to talk. I'm all screwed up. Yeah, that shit is weird, dude. Nah, but go ahead. So you're saying that, like the grades weren't?
They weren't where they needed to be. Growing up in Philadelphia, going to like 7 different elementary schools and, missing that learning gap from elementary school to middle school, I ended up in Montgomery County where kids, were, I want to say, taught at home by their parents. They were introduced to books. I was introduced to defending myself. I was introduced to boxing and stuff. So I ain't never really have like that, that.
Well, let's keep it for like on it. Like nobody in the area. Like at that time, I grew up.
Yeah.
I grew up in North Philly as well, though, so I can relate to you. But the thing
yeah.
is nobody cared. Like the kids
Yeah.
were bad. Like we were bad kids.
Right.
I was a terrible kid.
Right.
I was a terrible. Like I'm talking about terrible. Like so, I get it. Like so now. You go to high school, 11th grade, 12th grade, your grades are getting better, I imagine, because you did, did you get scholarship to college?
I did. I ended up.
What college? Like you went right to Temple?
Well, I didn't go right to Temple. My grades were good. I ended up in special education class. I ended up having an IEP. And, because, I signed a national letter of intent to play for Temple University. It was in a paper everywhere. You can look it up. And, but in order to qualify for the scholarship, your GPA must be a certain level versus your grade point average. So I couldn't get
like a 4.0 people talk about.
Right. Like if you got a 4.0, your SATs,
where does that come from? See, like now he's talking Chinese to me, or whatever people would say, not Chinese, but you're, so where does your grade point average come from when they judge that? Is it just off of your SAT scores, or they make you take that before you go to college, right? They make you take
They do.
Test.
Your grade point
Understand the reason why I never even went to high school because whatever. But so I don't know none of this stuff. So what, you take the SAT and then you'll get they go off of that to see what your grade point average is to see what college you're going to go to.
No, well, your grade point average, it goes from your grades from first to like all the way up into your junior year, which is the most important year.
Really?
So because I
that.
missed like a lot of school and everything, my grade point average wasn't where it needed to be. So you sign a national letter of intent to play football, you go from being bullied to literally having your name chanted in the stands, in a crowd in high school, getting reports, getting reporters knocking on your door and everything.
So when you graduated 12th grade,
yeah,
you went to where? Where did you go first?
So I had to. I didn't qualify.
You went to
for
special
Temple.
education, you said?
Yeah, I was in special education. I didn't qualify for the scholarship. So what I did was they shipped me to Garden City, Kansas, to pick up a 2-year associate's degree.
Okay.
And then from there, I transferred to North Monaco Technical Career Center because my recruiting coach at the time from Temple.
So you're playing football at this point?
Oh, yeah, I'm playing football. Yeah, I'm playing football. But it's like, I want to say like a Valley Forge type military academy prep school to get you ready for college because you couldn't qualify academically for your scholarship that you signed for. But if you can get an associate's degree that'll automatically qualify you, then you can get, you know, those 48 to 64 credits, I believe. Then you'll be able to transfer into the 4-year university.
So after 2 years, do you get a bachelor's?
You get an associate's.
Okay.
Yep. So I actually earned my associate's in fine arts. I'm a 2D artist too. You know,
Okay.
a lot of it is therapy. I can pretty much like just draw anything I see, self portraits, all that good stuff. And through the grace of God and everything. So
So then you were able to get the scholarship to go to Temple.
yeah, actually, I get the Temple.
Yeah.
And my recruiting coach, Matt Rule, you know, he ends up coaching later on down the line in the NFL. And
Really?
he tells me,
What's his name?
Meat Rule.
Shout out to Matt Rule.
Yeah,
I mean,
shout
hey, yo, the guy respects you. He remembers you.
Oh,
He
yeah.
left a mark in your life. He probably was a very good
Oh yeah.
influence on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
So you get to Temple and Matt Rule's there.
Matt Rule's there. He's like, congratulations. You know, I'm glad you made it. Unfortunately, right now we can't scholarship you until, you know, you pretty much prove here in a curriculum that, you know, you can maintain a certain grade point average. So I ended up doing that. And, you know,
now how would you have felt though? Like this is the crazy. So you had to, unbelievably, you had to earn.
Oh yeah.
To get where you wanted to go at
yeah.
that time. Like it wasn't like this guy was like, yo, like he didn't say, oh, hey man, you're going to earn it.
Right.
You're here. You made it here, but you're going to earn it.
Right.
Dedication,
Oh,
discipline.
Oh yeah.
You learn it from Kansas.
Yep.
You're here now. You're going to learn. Like you got your associates, but now you're here. You got the scholarship, but it ain't good enough. You got to try harder.
Right.
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 Like you're not playing football just because you can play.
Right.
You're going to earn this shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They were big on academics. At the time, the head coach, he was Al Golden, so they were big on academics, going to class, you know, staying away from women, not chasing, basically being a representative of Temple football, you know. So that being a frat and a family within itself was always good. So it disciplined me because I've lost, you know, like a lot of cousins, a lot of friends to drugs, street violence, you know, incarceration, and you know, my older cousin being one of the best wide receivers in the NFL, who's actually from, you know, 26 and Thompson, Marvin Harrison. He was kind of like an anchor in my life, so that helped me say, you know what, I want to be like Marvin. So
Marvin, he's your cousin.
Oh yeah, that's my older cousin. Yeah.
I got it here on Temple's website. It says Tyreek Spain, born in December 7th, parents of Dennis and Valerie, has 3 sisters. Cousin is Indianapolis Colt and perennial pro wide receiver Marvin Harrison.
Shout out to Marvin.
But I did want to say one thing, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, hey, listen, man, you shoot, bud.
This is this is really cool to read. You were rated as the 53rd best WLB prospect in the
nation.
Yeah.
In the nation.
That's some serious stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. Now, hey, listen, man, I'm impressed with just meeting you regularly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and that's true.
You a good dude, man. I mean, every time we speak, man,
I'm saying somebody that knows about football. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I know it's impressive, though.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know it is, though.
Yep.
To have highlights, and I know it's impressive. Yep. I mean, I know you're a good dude anyway, but I know that whatever you're doing, I noticed from being around you that whatever you're doing, you try hard at it.
Oh yeah.
Like it ain't no half stepping.
Oh,
like you're there with it.
All out.
Let's go.
All out.
And I believe a lot of things like sports and stuff like that does that for kids.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know, as far as like handing out the trophy to every kid, I don't believe in that. But because I think, like I'm saying to you, is like how you had to try. Like it wasn't given nothing. No. Like try harder. Like, you know what I mean? If you want to be the best, then be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Not like, oh, yo, he's the best because we let him be the best. Nah. You don't let me do nothing. I earn it.
You got to fight.
Yes. So,
got a picture.
So, all right. So what's that?
This is his Temple.
Yeah, you look a little crazy in that picture, though. I'm just saying, nah. He got a suit. Oh, man. You know, we're going to probably put that on there. Show you a picture of Tyreek Spain in his little suit. But so, like, yeah, dude, it's impressive. It's highly impressive, and it is though. And you dealt with drug addiction yourself though a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you know, and you've seen a lot of drug addiction throughout going. I know you've seen parties.
Yes.
This, that,
oh my
football,
goodness, yeah.
And you witnessed like a lot of people didn't make it because of whatever, you know, doing stupid stuff,
Yeah.
dude. You know, getting unfocused on their dream and their goals,
Oh, yeah.
goal. Like Denzel, dreams without goals, dude. What are they? You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Faith
So
without works is dead.
yeah,
Yep. Yep.
and you know, and I think you know, a lot of people will come throughout your life like that ain't good for you, or you know, will come into your life and try to press on you of what they're doing at that time. You know
Man,
what I mean? Like,
yeah.
or give you bad advice. Like when I try to do something, people like you probably witnessed this too. Oh man, I don't know. That's going to be hard. You shouldn't. What do you mean? Give it a try.
Right.
If it don't work, it don't work. But give it
Right.
a try.
Right. You
Like
still
if I
try.
think of something, I'm going to do it.
Yep.
Hence this right here,
Oh, yeah.
Evolution to Recovery's first podcast at you live. We're here, dude. We're doing this. We ain't playing no games. This is serious stuff, you know, and we're trying to bring you real life stories.
Oh, yeah.
So cut to the chase, kind of in a sense, is you know you're in Temple, you're playing, you're doing great.
Mhm.
Now, what's going on at that point in time? Like, you know, because what degrees do you have too? I wanted to ask you that real quick.
So my associate's degree is in fine arts.
Mhm.
A lot of taking like art classes, 2D, 3D, painting,
Don't you have another degree
acrylic.
too?
And my bachelor's is in social work administration,
With people,
BSW.
working with people,
Oh yeah,
stuff like
working
that.
with
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
case management.
Now, with that degree though, you actually went to actually. Well, we'll get to that.
All right.
But we'll get to that part because that kind of is after this anyway. But so you're at Temple, you're great.
Yep.
Obviously, you're great.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got stuff on the internet and everything about it.
Yep.
So you go and then you. Why didn't you go to the NFL? That's what I wanted to ask. Like, because for real, like, let's cut to the chase.
Yeah.
People, it's great. You know, they're going to
Oh,
be
yeah.
watching. They're going to, you know,
Oh,
people,
yeah.
they're going to be like,
I know.
well, why ain't he in the NFL?
I know.
Right away.
Oh man, and
But
I'm
yeah.
glad you asked, and that's a good question because for years,
Because a lot of kids are out there, and the reason why I'm asking that is because there's a point behind why I'm asking is because there's a lot of kids out there, and they all think that they're just going to get into the NFL. You follow what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I'm going to be, but there's reasons and stuff that could stop you from doing that.
Absolutely.
You know, and
Absolutely.
people are probably about to think that you're going to say like
Right.
drugs, but go ahead.
Right.
You tell what you're going to.
I'm glad you asked, Rod. That's a good question. You got some good questions, man.
Damn straight.
No, yeah. Oh,
We're coming
yeah.
at you.
Aiming
These are the
straight,
questions that we're asking.
Like and subscribe for real. This is.
He don't even know what's coming. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. I ain't even look at my paper. I got it down.
I love it. I love it. So for years, coming out of high school, I always, was angry about, coming out of college, I'm sorry, I was angry about, not getting picked up, not playing, not being seen on TV Sundays. You're 53rd ranked in the nation coming out of high school. That's
Were there scouts there though? There's scouts.
getting the mail stack of letters, and colleges coming visiting your house, knocking on your doors.
Yeah.
Tyreek here.
Oh, they wanted to steal you off of Temple.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah.
Great. Yeah, they're hustlers, bro. They ain't playing.
So you find yourself living with a little bit of regrets. It's like, man, well, why didn't I? Or how didn't I?
Or what? Like, why didn't I? Maybe if I went to that college or this college,
right?
Like,
because
maybe that was the answer. Like,
right.
if I would have went there, they would have made me.
Right. Yeah. But you end up literally questioning yourself, and we forget that even in the scriptures, our lives are not our own. So as much as I wanted to play in the NFL, and as much as I was angry looking at people that I seen that I knew that I was better than, that knew that I was better than them, they ended up playing and actually succeeding.
They got into the NFL.
They got into the NFL. And I mean,
people you actually play next to are in the NFL.
Played next to some good names. I want to say Tahir Whitehead.
Okay. Shout out.
Bernard Pierce.
Yeah, it's all success.
Muhammad
Like it's all
Wilkerson, Jaquan Jarrett. And shout out to Adrian Robinson, rest in peace. And I want to get into that a little later,
and shout out to all the players. He said,
yeah.
I mean, it takes a lot to get in the NFL.
Oh yeah.
Mark Pierce won a Super Bowl this year.
He did, yeah.
God,
with
like,
Joe Falco. Shout
that's
out
a blessing,
Joe.
dude, to get in the.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, but it's all dedication and hard work.
Oh yeah, it is. It's all dedication and hard work. And I want to say for the kids that are watching, and for the individuals that have dreams and that admire making it to the league and everything. You never want to just put all your eggs in one basket. They say student athlete. You're a student first, and you're an athlete second, so you always want to take care of your academics because you never know what may happen. You can get injured, you can maybe fall into drugs. My situation was that God had a different plan for me. Now, hear me out. When I was playing, I had people around me that, I thought were for me, that may have been friends, that may have been even girlfriends. I had 0% financial wisdom. I would have been invested in Ponzi schemes. I know for a fact that I would have ended up, and this is looking at the bigger picture, God's perspective, not just my perspective. So we're going from a micro to a macro level perspective. I would have gotten everything pregnant. I had no humility. I would have literally lost my soul, and I would be dead right now. And if I would have made it to the NFL, that's why I thank God that He intervened and said, "Yeah, I could put you there. I could."
Now you did go though. You did go down to Tampa Bay, right?
I did. I was actually, and shout out to Coach Davison and Cheryl. Anthony Davison was my position coach in high school that actually allowed me to live with him in Tampa Bay, Florida. He says, "Come down. You can train here." I had an agent. I want to say I was talking with Tom Condon's office. That's Marvin Harrison's old agent. And then I had another agent and a few people that were, training me down there. So I went to different training facilities. I'm running on the sand. I'm pass rushing. I'm predominantly a pass rusher, more a 3rd and 10 guy. I'm, living with my coach, free of rent. He's cooking for me. They're washing my clothes. They're, making sure I'm good. That'll tell you how I was in high school. My position coach is saying, "Yeah, come on down." So, they're taking care of me and everything. And it was a good experience. But I knew that God did not have the NFL intended for me, because we're here to spread His gospel. We're here to help others, and how could I help other people if I don't even know who I am? And I have millions of dollars. It's a scary thing to get millions of dollars when you have no financial wisdom, when you don't know who you are. It's scary.
So going from there, then how did you get in the how did it come about you getting into the Army for the arena football?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So coming out of high school, coming out of college, I worked in my field for about a couple years. I was a youth advisor for Covenant House, Pennsylvania, and that's working with homeless youth. These kids are abused, basically what I've been through. So I was a youth advisor there. I was well respected, still am. I could still go there right now, and one day we can go there, and visit. They miss me over there. I helped kids as a counselor. I worked out with the kids. I did art with the kids. I was pretty much like a big brother. I had every kid there trying to work out, get their waves right. How I brush my hair, Tyree. I'm like,
trying to get give kids guidance that don't have parents that show them the way,
giving
or a
kids
father.
guidance. Yeah. So it was actually the kids that said, "Reek, man, why ain't you playing no more?" And this and that. And I'm like, you know what? I couldn't break it down and explain all of it to them. So I just said, pretty much, I want to work and help people, So they actually they put the idea in my head to go out for an arena team. So, I got on the horns and I was like, you know what? I still got it. I still want to play. So I ended up playing for Army, professional team, AFL, IGL. We played a bunch of teams. All throughout the state. The actual bowl game, the championship, I ended up being an MVP. The All-Star game or whatever, 5 sacks, 2 tackles for losses, and I ended up, I want to say, helping Army to beat Navy for the first time in 30 years. It was a beautiful experience.
Really?
So yeah, so it was good.
Navy.
It was good.
No, I'm just kidding.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was there. No, I'm just kidding. I was with them. I was
dope.
Listen, man, you got a lot of you had a lot of cool. You experienced things that like people don't even get to experience, man. And I commend you for that. That's pretty cool stuff, man. Honestly, and then and the point of this whole podcast, we're gonna get to the nitty gritty now a little bit.
Let's get it.
For real. I mean, because the greatest thing is like in the rooms they say, I heard an old timer say, he said, from jail to yell, baby. You know what I mean? It don't matter if you came up from poor, you're rich, you know, middle, it don't matter. This thing attacks everybody.
Oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, it does.
So that's where I'm at with it. And it's crazy. Like the experience that is nuts. And the thing is though, it still happened to you. Like you see like famous people like John Belushi, like whoever. Like it don't even matter. Like Charlie Sheen. I mean, everybody knows anyway. But like, look at it. You know what I mean? He ran into drug addiction. Then you got people though that are doing great though, and that's
Oh yeah,
what we're trying to bring it
absolutely.
out there so people can do like everybody's trying to do. Like just if they had that experience, just not be on drugs no more, and families that know like kind of what's attacking people. Why does my son
Yeah,
or why does my mom think like this? Why?
absolutely.
And do like try to bring it out, dude. And that's what we're about. And so really like. So, all right, you're done with football, all this stuff. Like you
Yeah.
went to arena football, you did all this stuff. So now that's over. And now who do you live with? Like, where do you go back to? Do you go back to North Philly again? Or is that where you go back to? I mean,
Yeah.
because that, you know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying to
yeah.
you? That could make somebody a little like, damn, you know what I mean?
Right.
So after all that, where do you live? You go back to North Philly, I guess, I imagine, right?
So I ended up moving with my grandparents for a little bit,
What
and
area was that? North
that was
Philly?
Ambler, PA,
Oh, all right.
where I went to high
Yeah.
school, Montgomery County. So I
Cool.
lived with them for I want to say a year, and I decided to pretty much do it on my own because you don't want to smooch off of the parents all the time and stuff. So me,
Yeah.
always having that football mentality. I'm going to do this. I want to do this on my
Now
own.
at that time though, where's your mother at? Is your mother still in North Philly?
So my mother's, yeah, she's still in North
Okay.
Philly. She's amongst my siblings. She's living in a spot. I want to say, I'm not sure, Slav Street, near Wayne
Yeah. I
Hopping.
don't.
Yeah, like
Yeah. I
nice
mean,
town area. Yeah,
yeah.
so she's living there. She has a house. She's,
That's up near
you know,
Germantown. I have stuff like that.
yep,
Yeah.
yep, right up that area. So me, always having the support of my family. I end up, I want to say, going to like North Philly.
Yeah.
My sister left me an apartment, in a Johnson home. So it was like, well, it was in the area that it's in. I'm cool with everybody. I done grew up with them. I done grew up all throughout the city, all throughout Philadelphia,
Yeah.
So,
Well, I think it's important though, just like that. You're like because you had no choice.
oh yeah,
You follow what I'm
oh
saying though?
yeah,
Like so, you go from
absolutely,
this great experience and you go back to what obviously you know.
yeah,
Obviously, where you have to go in a sense, like to a
right,
standpoint.
yeah,
Go back with your grandparents. You're in Ambler, PA. Your mom's still down there. Your sister's in the Johnson. It's a project.
yeah,
And a lot of rough stuff goes on there.
oh yeah,
You go back there. You're there, not by choice, but not by not wanting to either. You're back to what you know.
yeah, oh yeah.
After school with the degrees though, and so
So I'm working in my field, and I'm two-bedroom apartment. What, $200 a month?
okay, yeah.
So
So
I'm
you can
like,
afford it.
what? Yeah, I'll take that. Working in my field, and like that's cool. No utilities. What?
Yeah. I get it.
So it's chilling. It's a good experience. Because it's not about where you live. It's about how you live. So everybody knew me
Your
for
belief
like,
saved you.
right.
Your
Yeah.
beliefs saved you
Absolutely.
by looking at everything as a blessing
Right.
rather than
Right.
curse.
The cup is always half full instead of half empty. So
I think we skipped past the part. I'm sorry to cut you off. I
Yeah, no,
apologize.
no,
I did
no.
it like 3 times, and I don't mean it because obviously this is the first podcast. I'm not a professional at this, but like my heart and soul's into it. The thing is though is so you experience so you messed up on drugs and stuff like that while you were in college.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You get out.
Absolutely.
You're working.
Yeah.
At the time, you're working at where are you working now?
Covenant House at
Okay.
that time.
And what was that? What kind of job was that?
That was pretty much I was a youth advisor,
Okay.
more like a counselor for not juvenile delinquent teenagers, but I want to say homeless youth. From there,
Kids that are on the road to being
oh yeah,
juvenile,
yeah.
in
From
placement.
there, I ended up playing for arena for a little bit. Got the football thing out of my system. Then living, I want to say in the Johnson homes, I was still active with the community. I was working as a counselor / teacher at Glen Mills High School, and that's juvenile delinquent youth.
Yeah,
So
it
you go
is.
from
Yeah.
homeless youth to juvenile delinquent youth,
Okay.
and the job can be a little. it was a lot,
Yeah.
dealing with that. And then, you're dealing with trying to make ends meet on your own because you're introduced into the real world. And then me, I'm like, well, I don't want to be a burden to family, parents, So you end up, you get coworkers, bosses, everybody smoking pot, drinking.
Yeah.
So we're going out.
Yeah.
I already experienced it in college. So we're all going out smoking, drinking, boom, 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 bang, bang, bang. So, we end up, just hitting it. So you find yourself, just smoking a little bit, after the shift to literally, going in the car while the kids are at lunch or
Yeah.
playing in gym class and all that. I ain't got to teach my class to like, all right, because, you're a teacher. So you're teaching health, you're teaching, a little bit of math. I really don't like math, but I can teach it. I'm not interested in it. So you end up smoking a little pot. And then, like you were saying, the addiction, it gets more and more, it's like your body gets immune to it. So
Start to get lost.
So you do more and you
start
get
to
lost.
get lost.
Exactly.
Doing it. Yeah.
Yep.
So
So
you can't stop. You just keep doing it. You're not living right. Stuff
doing
like
it, and doing it, and then, not having kids. So not having that responsibility to come home and so you're just like, man, forget this. I'm going to just go home, smoke some weed, drink some alcohol, I'm chilling, you the man, and you go, you have your girls and this and that. So, you end up doing it more and more and more to the point to where as though it's like, you know what, man, forget this job, man. I'm gonna just chill, man. Like
So doing all that though, like like basically not caring about nothing. You know what I mean? Like you don't care if you lose your job at this point,
Right.
nothing. You're all, you know what I mean? You just keep doing what you're doing. So after that point, like so how the question I want to ask, so how did you end up in South Philly?
So South Philly. So
Because I know you moved down to South Philly, and
yeah.
you where did you move when you moved down to South Philly? How'd you end up?
So when I moved down to South Philly, well, prior to that, I ended up I want to say I'm smoking some bud, drinking alcohol and everything, and I pretty much was just drinking so much alcohol, and I don't know if it was a mixture of the alcohol, the marijuana. People are always up in the ante on the drugs. So at this point, weed ain't even marijuana. It ain't even getting me high no more.
Yeah.
Just like, oh my goodness. So I'm just like, what we got, this and that. Like, that's weak, man. Let me get some D, like, that's sour D, bro. This is green. So we end up, I end up, literally just doing the most, falling into a deeper and deeper dark tunnel of addiction. Waking up, smoking bud. I was down to like 195 pounds.
Now, how tall are you?
6'4".
Yeah, so you were skinny.
I was skinny. Always like cut up, but just skinny. I had lost the football physique a little because I fell into that addiction, and this is how.
You didn't care about nothing else.
Nah.
And when you moved down to South Philly, though, where did you move to? Like you moved because I met you down. That's how I met you.
Yep.
Where did you move?
So I moved.
He smiled. He smiled. Yeah, I'm putting the heat on him.
I met my man.
He knows it.
I met my man Rob. No, I moved down to this program. Franklin Recovery. I go in there, and it's pretty much the program they let you in. I never knew what a recovery house was.
Oh, this is your first experience with it?
My first experience. I'm in AA and NA meetings, and I'm just like, man, I don't smoke crack, bro. Like, what am I doing here, man?
You're looking at the differences.
I'm just hot mad, know. So I'm in SPG for like the first time, Shout out the South Philly group. And I end up going down to South Philly group, and I just left. I was just so pissed. I lost my car, lost my apartment. I'm just like, man, whatever, man. I'm not. These people talking about this, talking about that. I just smoked a little bud, man. What a weed at, what a weed. So I end up, actually sitting on a corner while South Philly group is actually going on, and I'm pissed. One of the kids that I counseled, shout out Barry. He ends up walking up to me, Tariq, what's up? I'm like, oh, what's up, Barry, man? What's good? He's like, yo, you look upset, At this point, I'm gaining my weight back, so he don't really see like
at this time you're in
I'm at Franklin, okay. So I'm introduced back to, the football mentality of just working out, And, Barry comes up to me. He's like, what's going on with you? I'm like, man, I lost my apartment. I lost my car. I lost this, man. I'm just pissed off. I'm around a bunch of people that's talking about this, talking about that. All I do is blow. So he's like, you know what, man? Ricky was an inspiration to me. So the kid takes me, because at the time I ain't have any money, but I was in a program and I end up getting I guess a scholarship. I end up working or whatever, but the money wasn't flowing in at the time. I was literally collecting pandemic unemployment and because I was unemployed from the pandemic. And so he gives me a few $100s in my pocket. Here's a kid that I was helping when I was up,
Yeah.
and now that I'm down, he
He helped
reaches
you
his
out.
hand
Yeah.
and then he pulls me up, and I'm like, man, that's love.
Now that's your experience with recovery, though. Is that people help people in recovery?
Oh
Not
yeah.
hand hundreds of dollars, y'all, but you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
always try to look out, like in a certain kind of way, whatever way that may be.
Right. Right.
So when you're at Franklin, though, so like at the time you get there after you're there a while, as I know, and everybody knows that's in South Philly anyway,
Oh,
and
yeah.
just to let the people know, like, so what you worked there though, basically, like you were helping out. Like, what was your job title?
Okay, so I normally when people start, they start as a house manager and then they jump to, like GM or regional. So I just, got up a little bit, got a car,
This is what you were told.
Yeah.
Like you're
Yep,
like,
I'm
yo,
like
you're the
head
general. Now you're the
regional. Yeah,
regional.
yeah.
But what? There was no region though. It was just the houses in South Philly,
Just
right?
a
There
house
wasn't
in
like
South Philly. No, not like
yeah, nah. I mean, I
not,
get it.
yeah.
I'm just saying it's a
Yeah.
silly title, but
Yeah.
because if you ain't got stuff everywhere, then you're just
Right.
you know what I mean.
Just
But
area.
you believed in this stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
you believe like whatever you don't know.
Oh yeah.
But
No.
you were like you were going out of your way, bro. You were running
Oh
around.
yeah. Oh yeah, man. Because I was always like my life has been revolved around helping others.
Yeah.
Social worker, counselor, teacher, youth advisor. Well, I'm going to help these people.
Yeah.
Because that's what's embedded in me. And then a firm believer of Jesus Christ. Was like I want to help. Duties, basically taken after I want to say 40 plus individuals, making sure they're doing what they got to do in terms of making meetings, signing in, signing out. So I went from being in recovery to not knowing what's going on, a house meeting. What is this? What are we kids? To literally a guy's house meeting, So it's like bam, 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 bam. But yeah, it was just an experience that, it was a good experience, but it can be a little stressful at the time because
Like well so what was it like as far as like who was above you in this situation, like so like me like I'm above, like not above, I said it wrong, it's not above, but like who's the main person in charge?
So I had Andre DiFrancesco.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I mean,
shout out
all
to
right,
Dre.
yeah,
What's up, man?
yeah, all right, all right, but yeah, so what, so I know you were running around, I mean let's
Oh
I mean
yeah,
I mean
yeah, a
I'm
lot of a lot of
I'm, and I'm not trying to, but so the experience, how was the experience though? Like, so you're running around and you're doing stuff, but like you wind up leaving.
Yeah, I end up leaving.
And you went back to your mom's
I
house,
end up
correct?
going
Because I
back
know
to my
we
mother.
talked and
Yeah,
all, so
she ended up needing me, and it's just like when you're running a program, and of course, your word and your presence can only go but so far because it takes an owner, it takes somebody that runs a program to I want to say show that presence there, and when the presence is not being shown there as much as it needs to be shown, your word can only go but so far. Your love
you
and
got to care.
everything,
You got to care about what you're
you
doing. If you
gotta,
don't
yeah,
care, then
you gotta be in. And I believe with some things going on, probably personal at home,
yeah,
because people got responsibilities. But when you're running a program, you know, um, you need those higher ups too to back you in a lot of situations. So it wasn't a lot of that there.
it was lacking. There
It
was
was
nobody watching nothing.
it was lacking.
So you go back. You go back to your mom's, or you help your mother out yourself.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you leave that place.
Yeah,
you leave it. You're
I had to go. I had to go. I didn't mind helping people, but
yeah.
at this point, my mother needs me.
So like you're on the hamster wheel, bro. You're spinning your own wheels.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Trying to help and there's no help.
Oh
Get
yeah,
it?
yeah.
So that's it's terrible. So you go back to your mom's.
Oh yeah.
And you're there for a while, right?
Yep.
Right, and then what happens?
So I just end up helping her, bathing her, cutting her hair, giving her a little bit of a workout regimen, nothing too crazy, but she just needed that care, that tender love. And I help her out, I nurse her She said, my mother says, Tyreek, you saved my life. You know, I didn't do anything. God allowed me to
You were
do
a son to your
something that
mother. You were a
helped.
son. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, like I don't disrespect my elders. I don't
Well, it's
disrespect
your
my
mother.
mother.
It's your mother, bro.
Exactly.
You do
Yeah.
anything for your mom, you know.
Exactly. You know, a lot. I would jump in front of a bullet for my mom in a second, you know.
Yeah.
So you
So
know,
then after you leave there, so then you go back. You go back to
oh yeah. So I go back to Franklin Recovery. And you know, from leaving and seeing 7 houses, 40 plus people, I come back and is down to about 3 houses and I want to say 15, 16 people. And it was more managers there and everything. And it was just, you want to help. It's like, okay, don't know what's going on, but I'm back here to help. I'm
yeah,
back here to do God's will, because
yeah,
that's what we're sitting here to do. But it's just, sometimes things are ran, people are here, and a lot
things
of the
change,
yeah,
but it changed for the worse. You're
it,
saying.
I believe so.
So when
Yeah,
you called me,
yeah,
and
yeah.
you left there.
Because we always been cool. I ended up,
Yeah, yeah.
giving you a call, and I'm just like, look, there's new management here. I don't want to, bump heads with anybody. So let me, just. I keep hearing good stuff about evolutions to recovery. I've always had a good rapport with Robert Keepsy. You know what I mean?
Thank
Well,
you.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
no, no,
about you.
yeah, yeah, no, it's all
And
right.
so, but
Yeah.
so I'm like, you know what? Let me go give it a try. So I go to Evolutions. It's a structured program, bro. It's more structured than a program that I was used to. I get there, you have house managers. I'm seeing this dude Rob there like every day.
Yeah.
Actually active within the program, making meetings, making sure people were, like attending meetings, engaging with sponsors, speaking at the meetings. And I'm like, man, yo, this is awesome. Yo, this dude is like, like he's legit, like I want to help, I want to help him, but I don't want to just walk up to him and say, hey, I'm in your program. I want to help you. It's like,
Well,
you got to know.
first coming though. I mean, first coming,
Yeah.
you're a guy that's going to help anybody anyway, because like how you believe,
Oh,
like
yeah.
your beliefs and this and that
Oh,
and
yeah.
all, and that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But you wanted to when you got there. I'm damn sure you tried to check things out. You know what I mean? You're
Oh,
coming
yeah.
from this. This is all you know. You're like, you come in. You're definitely checking to see if I'm doing what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
In a sense, though, because you know if you're there, you're going to try to help anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, like. Good, my bad. I'm just saying,
no, yeah.
like you were checking
yeah,
anyway
I'm
to make
checking
sure
out the program. Yeah,
so you were safe.
because it's all about doing the right thing, making sure I'm safe. I don't want to go back to drinking alcohol, smoking bud, and experimenting with other stuff. I want to, do what I got to do for my life. For my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My mother needs me. To be able to come, take her there, do this.
Yeah.
She's rooting for me. Family's rooting for me. So I want to come and I want to help. And it was a solid. It's a solid program.
Listen, the thing I want to say is this though: is I appreciate you saying that the program's solid and we're about our stuff or whatever like that. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry that you had to go through that unfortunate event of going to a place that you thought was there to help, and then drag you into trying to help something that couldn't be helped. You know what I mean? It's a messed up thing, but there is things that programs need to have. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And like simple things like urines and
Oh my
people
goodness,
not,
Yorns. I don't mean to cut you off,
like
but
when you were there, like I'm sure, like I already know, like I don't want to get into all that really. I don't. But I'm I don't want to be held to a higher standard, which I know you know that already anyway. But like I'm nobody special like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a normal dude. But I know that dedication, like you did for football, I know my dedication for trying to make sure things are ran properly so other people can have the proper place to stay. That's all it is, really. I ain't got to blow my program up. My program speaks volumes for itself. And, that ain't what this is about. But, I am happy and I want to thank you for coming out here.
Man,
I do.
I appreciate you allowing me to, man.
I appreciate all your help, dude. Like without people like you, and people like the guy behind the thing, John, and all these people that helped me. I always say it, and I don't think people really realize how much I mean it. Without the people that helped me, my program would be nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I really, really want to thank you for what you're talking about with the help part of me.
Oh, yeah.
But I thank you for coming out, and thank you for even explaining to the
Absolutely.
that this attacks anybody. This will attack anybody, and nobody is safe from it. God
No,
forbid you
no.
try it, you could
Yeah.
get caught up
Oh,
doing it.
yeah.
And please, next time anybody thinks about relapsing, understand that you could lose your life. This stuff is powerful out there, dude, and it's taking lives. That's our whole purpose of this, making awareness to it and trying to get help for these people that are out there. That's why I'm doing this too. Also, if any way I can link anything to this and help more people and add stuff to it to even make it better and help more people get known out there and do whatever. We're here to help evolution and recovery for the people. For the people, that's it. And don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the bell, please. Evolution to Recovery podcast. And pretty much, I mean, that's it. Thank you.